guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be talking about this. It is a 1955 Series 1 Chevy 3100 stepside truck, and we have named it Project Farm Truck. As you can see, it pretty doesn't look like we've even started the build yet, but the reason we want to do a little video and a walk around and basically show and tell on this is because it is an extremely unique build, in the sense that this has been a no expense spared custom build. So from the ground up, everything has been rebuilt, refurbished, replaced. No expense spared on parts, labour. The customer wanted it to basically future-proof this so it could take all of the horsepower. At the moment we've got a 450 horsepower 6 litre, which is a 383 cubic inch stroke small block Chevy, built by Blueprint Engines, so it's a drop in and go. The chassis we have built from scratch ourselves, and we haven't built it from scratch ourselves, but we restored the original chassis rails, straightened them all out, boxed them in, used our own K-member design, and basically built this chassis to take easily up to 1,000 horsepower if the customer wanted to take it that far in the future. First of all, I'll talk about basically the remit and the premise behind this build. The customer wanted to leave it as it, basically the exterior as it stands, simply because it tells the story of its working life. Not to everyone's taste, definitely not, but it's definitely one of these cars or trucks that is a true sleeper, and that was the idea behind it. This is basically a wolf in sheep's clothing. So the customer lives in Australia. That is where this truck is going. Wanted to keep the exterior exactly like it was, so pretty much this is how it came to us, but in a bit of a rougher state. We've kind of fine-tuned what is there. We've had to do some repairs on it. All the bulkheads been welded up. We've put new floor sections in there, done some repairs to the pickup bedding areas, and we've tried to match the it's not even original patina, it's just been painted, hand painted and stuff through the years, so trying to replicate that was actually really difficult. So we're still using the original farm truck bumper, which I think back in the day was actually an extra on these. It's hard to know where to start because we've done so much work on this, but it honestly doesn't seem like we've done anything. The bedwood in the back, we've reused the original bedwood. It's all lifted a few inches because obviously it's been lowered. We've got a kick in the chassis. It's running on a coilover setup all round, springs rated to suit the truck and to suit load when he decides to use it as well. Fuel tank, we've made a custom cell which is relocated at the back. One, so you don't have the horrible fuel smell and a bomb sit behind you in the seat, front seat, and two, it helps with weight distribution over the back end as well. So inside, this truck very rarely had the original seat frame and in good condition, so we've repurposed the seat frame. It's still on springs as well, to just give it that authentic feel, and the whole seat has been repurposed and retrimmed in this kind of vintage cloth fabric, with 3-point inertia seat belts to match, and a sensor lap belt for his dog as well, which is pretty cool. So the idea is to make this truck again as original as possible, as it would have been on a working farm back in the day, but obviously modernise it where we can without sacrificing the original aesthetics too much. So the gauges are basically a digital copy of the originals. So these are made by Dakota Digital, so it basically digitizes everything. You've got everything on the dashboard there you need. Steering wheel is a reproduction of the original, but it's smaller, so this is 15-inch. Because obviously we've got power steering now, so if your steering wheel's too big, it just makes it a bit of a wallowy drive. We've repurposed the original parking brake, so we've managed to repurpose that, which is pretty cool because it's still got the original pull knob here as well. Brakes, obviously brakes, throttle pedal, that's all new. And that's kind of about where we've gone in here. This had a very rare option, which is a 6-volt wiper motor, electric wiper motor from original, which is very, very rare. So we managed to strip it, refurbish it, and get it working. So that's a really cool feature. Obviously, we're on 12-volt electrics now, so we've had to put a 6-volt drop-down resistor in there. On the floor here, because we're lower and we've got bigger gearbox in there, we've obviously had to modify this tunnel. So we've fabricated and raised this platform here, but obviously you can see we've painted it and patina matched it to suit the rest of the floor. Yeah, steering column, we've gone for the I Did It because it's just top quality brand. Like I said, again, no expense spared on parts. So this is column shift, ignition on the column. And it's a tilt column as well, so he can adjust it however is most comfortable for him. And just down to the side here, we've had to fabricate a new panel just to house some additional warning lights and all the switch gear, because this has got an electric overdrive system on it as well. You can see from the front we've kind of kept the theme exactly the same, with the addition of a brand new visor, and you can see that's like a reproduction visor, but we've kind of distressed it back and airbrushed it and patinaed it up to match the roof, the sun-blushed roof as well. Everything, we've tried to reuse everything original what we can, like the lights and everything, with the exceptions of like some new hardware here and there. We've repurposed, so again, these were like an optional extra, so we've repurposed these. We've managed to source new old stock items to use stoplights on the back end as well. If we go through into the bonnet area, that's nice and warm, so we've just been for a nice drive. So obviously you can see we've got a brand new engine in there, so that's all new power plant in there, all new brake system, so everything that needs to be new is done, but we've tried to keep everything around it as kind of original in keeping as possible, even down to the wiring loom. We've kept original wiring loom. We've left it unwrapped in the engine compartment. Obviously down the chassis and everything, we've braided it all, just to give it a bit of extra protection, because this is going to be a used and abused truck, so we've kind of built it with that in mind as well. The cooling pack, we've had our own radiator designed and built specifically for these trucks, with a high flow fan and a specially made cowl on the front as well. Obviously, it's going to Australia, these struggle with cooling at the best of times over here, so when you've got the extra heat over there, we've done everything we can to try and keep temps down, and it works a treat. Even that, we've repurposed a set of original 1950s snail horns, so they're like the old dual tone horns. They sound awesome. So I'll just talk about the drivetrain quickly. Obviously we've breezed over the engine. It's a blueprint crate motor, 450 horsepower. The rear end is driven by a GM 10-bolt rear axle. That's all been stripped and rebuilt by Hauser Racing. It's got a true track posi in there, and it's been re-geared and everything to suit our setup. We're running on a TH350 gearbox, and behind that is a gear vendor's overdrive unit. So those who aren't familiar with that, it's basically an electrically controlled overdrive unit, fully programmable, and it's good for mega horsepower as well, so a lot of the drag racers use them, and it's transformed the drive of this as well. And the target was 70 miles an hour, 2,500 RPM, and we've done our calculations with the tyre ratio, gear ratio, final drive and everything like that, and we've nailed it. It's absolutely spot on, drives incredible down the road. Assisting the drive and performance of this, we've got Willward 12-inch rotors on the front and big 4-pot calipers, standard rear brakes on the back end. We've got a Heights Mustang 2 front end there, and we've fabricated and utilised one of our special geometry correction kits on here as well. So it converts the sliding arms on the Mustang 2 clips to a shim setup, so a set and forget setup, so you can dial your geometry in and never have to worry about it again. Suspension, it's obviously been lowered. We're running custom gas shocks on the front and matching gas coilovers on the rear. It's also running a Heights front anti-roll bar as well, which is transformed cornering on this, because before they get quite a lot of anti-dive, and the anti-roll bars really help negate that. Yeah, so powering the wheel-wood brakes, we've got a wheel-wood brake booster set up there as well, and that helps to stop and powering this. It stops on point, drives amazing. I'm actually incredibly sad to let this go back to the customer, because it does drive absolutely phenomenal. Out of all the trucks we've built, strangely, this is the one that drives the best. The last thing to really talk about is the exhaust system. So the headers are Ultimate Headers block huggers. They're phenomenal looking headers because they've got cast stainless flanges that are all polished up, and then the actual primaries themselves have been Cerakoted in glassy grey. The rest of the system is a full 2.5-inch stainless system on flexi pipes, and 2 stainless mufflers on there with downturns just before the axle, and it sounds incredible, but not overbearing as well. You can cruise 70-80 down the motorway, and it's easy. It's not a headache, it's not droney, and of course we've soundproofed inside the cab area as well, where you can't visually see, and it's helped the resonating in the cab absolutely no end. It's a really good touch. In this video, we're gonna do a